Here we are in beautiful Shoreline Village in Long Beach, California, home of the Queen Mary, as you can see off in the distance, and a little boat called Onde. There's her beautiful teal hull, waiting for her next owner. Welcome aboard Onde, a 1999 Beneteau First 40.7. This is a narrated video walkthrough of her cockpit and helm station. At the helm station, you'll notice right off that the binnacle area is well complemented with B&G electronics. You can page through and set these up in any manner that you see fit while under sail. There are 4 here, as well as a generous display that can be covered whilst underway. You also have a grab handle that was installed for racing purposes, so you have something else to grab besides the helm wheel. You'll also notice that in the cockpit we also have a Zodiac offshore ISAF. This is a obviously a raft for an emergency situation. You have the B&G control for autopilot, and as you come into the actual cockpit area, a couple things to point out. These lazarettes are removable, so if you are on race day and you do not need the extra storage, these can come out, giving your crew more room to work within. Here are a couple of the winches so you can get an idea of the condition they are in. They have the same on both sides. She is completely rigged for racing, so everything you see here is set up, good to go. I'll point out in a moment that there are additional B&G Tritons up on the masthead. Sorry, I forgot the name of them for a second. Onde is well marked with labels throughout at a very good size, so we can all read it. Let me get back up here to the helm. To the mast so that you can see what I am talking about. At the mast, you have additional B&G gear so that you can see things whilst moving about during race. See the sails here. I would put the canvas in excellent condition. You'll find everything on board with Onde is pretty well top-notch and maintained. Now let's take a walk and get on inside Onde. Just a couple things to note. Flag postings for meaning, signals, so your crew knows what's going on if they see certain flags. This was a Transpac boat, so those were very important. A lot of things you'll find on Onde were done to meet sailing rules. As you enter the cabin, you have grab handles on either side to walk down the stairwell. Port side, you have a nice galley, well complemented and very clean. Also an air conditioning unit for your use. Onde has also got a couple of fans you'll see on either side, and just for a moment I'm going to turn this on so you see how it's wired. When you look at the nav station, you have a sat phone, B&G electronics, as well as Horizon Explorer VHF, stereo, inverter, and a very, very well labeled panel. By turning on cabin 2, I automatically get these two black fans in the corner that come on, so you end up with some good ventilation on a hot day. Couple that with your AC and you're probably pretty comfortable in here. I'm going to turn it off so we don't have to listen to it during my narration. So as you come in, you also have a removable table. This table can be taken out for racing or left in for cruising. Obviously, the two sides come up and you have the ability to have a nice dining experience on board. You also have a grab handle that was installed for the purposes of racing. This is a carbon fiber grab handle. There are LED lights throughout. You also have a series of rails inside the boat that are configured so that you can, of course, obviously hang lines, your emergency gear, any of your personal flotation devices, etc. Walking through the cabin, you'll see she's in relatively good shape. You have one little cut in this particular cushion. If you go straight back, you have a very nice V-berth with access to the head. With a closed door, you can still get to the head. You do have, of course, some locking storage for personal gear. And now let's take a look at the other side. You also have the head, which is here, also labeled so your folks come on board, they know what to do. This will give you a very good kind of circular view. Now let's go back to the aft cabins. You have two separate private aft cabins. Again, well labeled, tells you where things are. The ditch bag under the nav seat. You also have postings that I thought I'd point out that you can leave on or remove, but this was, of course, a Transpac boat, so it's all labeled so everybody knows where the through hulls are. Onde has different polars so that you can determine how she's going to sail. That's pretty cool. A few of her winnings. But pretty nice. Back here you also have a man overboard module that comes with the boat. Probably should be checked and recertified. Again, more storage for personal effects. Down here also is where you'll find your solar hookup, and the rest of it's self-explanatory. She does have a water maker on board. All right, and let's go to the other cabin. This cabin also has some labeling. Tells you where all the safety equipment is on board. Again, a nice cabin. Same as identical to the other one. It's private, so you do have hatches for ventilation. Most of the windows appear to have been replaced. There's no crazing on this one, crazing on this guy, and on the lower one. Again, this one looks replaced. You have crazing on the cabin ones. I think that gives you privacy. Okay, that's our interior. Also, let me show you this hatch. This hatch is in good shape. It also has a little cover so that you can darken it up if it's too bright. And that is the interior of Onde. Now I'm going to work our way through the flooring. What Onde has is storage under most of these compartments. Water bottles are usually what are stored here. That's what's stored on the other side, and it's twin. You come into the cabin area, also have some storage below as well. Everything fits nice and snug. Each of these, this is a storage area. This is a little, I'm not sure what, it's a little tray under there. Storage under here, access to the bilge. I note that today, see if I can do this single-handed. All right, here we go. A little bit of water in the bilge today. Not sure why, but that's what she looks like. Find out what's going on there. Again, storage on the floorboards here and here. The nav station is, as you would expect, Velcro placement for a chart, keeping the charts secure. Plenty of room. All the materials you'd expect will be on board. And that is your interior floor review. Just want to point out that the lifelines are in great shape. You have padding on these rear portions. Overall, Onde is looking good to me. How does it look to you?